All right, guys, we are here in Orlando, and I live in Miami, but I came over here to do a video, and because one of you guys commented on my other video to do like a more in-depth build video, and we're gonna kind of go in-depth of the build here on the SR20 car, because I know you see two cars and you're probably wondering what's that other car right there, but we're gonna go into that one later as well. But right now we're gonna go into a more in-depth video on the SR20 build on the NX2000 on the VVL. And not too in-depth. This isn't going to be like a how-to video, like for that, you know, just do your research purposes. This is more on like the steps we took to get the car running how it is now. The car's fucking running great. Like, bro, you just drove the car. Yeah, like,
it runs as it should.
As it should. Like, yeah. It handles perfectly. And you know, we took multiple steps to get here. This has been a trial course over the years. This isn't like something that we did in a month, in a couple weeks. So, you know.
And keep in mind, this is also like a very budget-friendly build. We did not in any way blow up bag on this. Something breaks, go to AutoZone and fix it. Repeat that 100 times, and this is what we end up with. It's super reliable. This car is like on its 20th revision, to be honest. It's been turboed, it's been DE, VVL, turbo, all motor. It's had so many transformations, it's not even funny. It's a totally different car compared to when Henry first got it, which when he first got it, it was a turbocharged DE. That thing probably made 220 horsepower on a good day.
Yeah, it was slow, right? But it was fun.
It was fun. It sounded great.
Yeah. Those were some times, man, because I was in college back then, and then I remember freaking driving around from one campus to another with a car overheating because the fucking radiator was slim and I was broke as shit, and I'm like, oh my god. But we came a long way though. But yeah.
Like the cars had lived multiple lives. It's been down for a month multiple times.
Years, actually.
Yeah, there was once it was down for almost 2 years.
Yeah.
So the revision we're on now, it's an all-motor VVL, which it's a SR20 with variable valve lift, VTEC.
Yeah, same thing, literally same thing.
Literal same concept.
This engine came out of like what car?
I don't even remember. It's a European engine. They weren't produced here or brought here into the US. They're all imported engines. Whenever you see an SR20 VE, it's not from America, you know? They're mad expensive and hard to find now. So like the revision we're on now, it's an all motor revision.
Yeah.
On E85, we're gonna soon swap over to 93.
Yeah, make the car more drivable. You know, as time goes and I get older, I'm not really chasing speed anymore with this car. I'm more chasing like reliability and enjoyment. Yeah, so I just want to take the car on like rallies and stuff like that and enjoy it, you know?
It's the thrill of it. It gets very daunting whenever you have 400 horsepower and you're braking transmissions, you're braking parts left and right, you're going through axles, and it just, the car becomes a job then. It
literally, and you can't enjoy it as much. Yeah. I mean, I don't enjoy fixing cars, I enjoy driving them.
Yeah.
You know, when that thing was turbocharged, all my neighbors like, wow, you really enjoy fixing cars? I'm like, no, I enjoy driving them. It's a big difference. I just gotta fucking do this because I keep breaking clutches. I went through like 2 clutches and 3 transmissions in a year. I was over it. I was like, bro, screw this, dude.
Yeah, everyone wants the car to be back turbocharged, but as some of you could understand, if you're mechanically inclined, if you have ever owned a problematic car that you had to fix yourself, you would understand why this car is not getting the turbo kit anymore.
Which is going to be for sale soon, by the way. It's a custom-made turbo kit for this car.
Yeah, it's bolt-on, and you can send me an email. I'll tune it for you.
Yeah, send me a DM on Instagram. I'll put my Instagram in the video. I'll put his Instagram. And yeah, homeboy's going to tune it bad as fuck, so.
Yeah, so like I've tuned this car a handful of times because it's had so many revisions on a Nismotronic ECU. I love Nismotronic, and especially on this car, it's so responsive, and you make a change and you see it live. It's very fast.
So actually, now that you mentioned Nismotronic, let's get more in depth of the build. Let's talk about the part combinations on what we use to get it running like this, because it didn't come like this, and it went through some conversions. Like, we're no longer running a mass airflow sensor, we're running
it's on speed density.
Yeah, it's on speed density, which improved the ability of the tunability of it. You know, we're running on a Nismotronic ECU, which I mean, explain a little bit more.
It's fully adaptable, man. That thing acts like almost like a standalone, just without having 8 inputs and outputs. You know, you only have a couple, but we make it work. That's how we control the VVL. So like the VVL, since this car did not come with a VTEC, we're using the EGR command pin to command the VVL solenoids on and off at 4,800 RPM. It's got the rev limiter set at 8,500 right now. This car, I would say, is probably making around 175, 180 horsepower. It doesn't sound like a lot, but like I said, this car is more like fun weekend car. You take the T-tops off. You know, Henry's got a lot of hair. He likes the wind blowing through his hair.
Yeah, it's hot in Florida.
The all motor thing, a lot of people don't like it because it's slow, it's sub 200 horsepower, it's not a fast car.
Everybody nowadays is chasing horsepower.
Yeah, it's not meant to be a fast car. We're not racing
in a straight
anybody.
line.
Yeah, this car handles great. It handles amazing.
The suspension on it is, I haven't done anything on this. I have to do all the suspension. The shocks are blown.
Yeah, I have no idea what suspension is on this car.
We have no idea.
I've taken this car apart with Henry multiple times. I don't even look at it.
I mean, our focus hasn't been suspension work. It's all the time is just fixing a broken transmission or fixing a clutch.
It's usually heavy mechanical
work that we don't have time to get to the suspension. And now, since the car's so mechanically reliable, I actually can move on to the next process and steps of the build, as in making it cosmetically look good, working on the suspension so it handles better.
So
and so all the other steps of the process to make a car, you know, function properly as it should, which is not just all horsepower. You know what I mean?
So like the car on the right, that does not corner good at all. You take a turn wrong in that car and you're gonna end up in a ditch pretty freaking quick. The NX's purpose right now as it sits is to be a fun weekend car. You take the T-tops off, you zip through traffic, you pop VTEC, you enjoy the sounds of the engine, you don't break shit.
Exactly.
The main issue that it had before when it was turbocharged, it was always breaking something or burning through something, going through fuel pumps.
Ever since we own a motor, this fuel pump hasn't gone bad. I haven't had any of those issues. Like I said, like we're enjoying the freaking car more.
Yeah, you get to beat on it freely, not be scared of breaking down, being left stranded, having to get towed back. There's been times when the car was turbocharged where you've had to sit and sleep in the car waiting on the car
on the side of the road, and just watching the sunrise come up. It felt like my car was a hotel.
Yep.
Yeah. So basically the setup right now in the car, it's a stock VVL running a speed density conversion with a Nismotronic. We're running a E85,
1000cc injectors.
1000cc injectors. I know it's a lot, but remember the car was on boost with a 450 fuel pump. Again, overkill, but remember the car was on boost and with a tuning. So that's basically the setup. And if you guys want to go on boost, my boost setup was a Twisted Motion Turbo GT28 71R. With a bottom mount turbo manifold. Was it a 2.5 inch piping or 3 inch piping?
It was a 3 inch full exhaust.
Yeah, 3 inch full exhaust, and the intercooler piping was 3 inch.
3 inch.
And full 3 inch intercooler piping with an eBay blow up valve. So that's basically it. And you know, the car made, I mean, we street tuned it, so we never dynoed it, but we're guessing probably around like 380 to 400.
Yeah, around 400. Based off the boost, we were running that same engine I had in my old car. So this engine I sold to Henry probably 6 years ago.
Yeah.
When he first put it in, the head gasket went bad, so I rebuilt that motor for him.
Yeah, we actually went through it a couple times because turns out the head was warped, and so we redid.
The block was warped.
The block was warped.
Yeah, we had resurfaced the head and it just wouldn't seal, so we had to disassemble the whole block, send it to the machine shop, have them deck it, deck the head. And then I reassembled it, all new bearings, everything's new inside this engine. I reused the rods and pistons. This is gonna get a lot of heat from you guys, but yes, I did reuse the piston rings because they were like in spec. This car does not smoke.
And it still doesn't smoke, and I beat the shit out of it.
Compression, yeah, it's still running great. So if you want to talk crap about it, you can, but it's got 60,000 miles since it's been rebuilt, and it's still not smoking, and it's running great. Like I said, it's not pretty, but it wasn't meant to be pretty. We didn't put together a show car. This is a car you enjoy, you drive it,
and it functions as it should.
You go places and you have fun with it. It's a 90s car. You get to enjoy the 90s again, right?
Yeah.
Like we all love our Civics and stuff like that, our 240s and stuff like that. Same deal, same concept. You're driving your old
nostalgia
car you like. The Camaro, for example, is a 2000, 24 years old. I love driving that car. It breaks neck everywhere. It's a cleaner looking car.
Yeah,
you know,
way cleaner.
They're two different worlds, but it's awesome. You get me? Like you pull up places and they're like, damn, I don't see that car that often, especially in that type of condition. The NX you don't see anywhere.
At all, period.
Yeah, I have not seen an NX living here in Kissimmee the last 3 years. I have not seen a single NX out here. Even when I was in Florida, I know people with NXs.
Give us a little bit of details on the Camaro, because I'm sure people are curious on what setup you got running. I mean, you don't have to go too much in detail, whatever you want to say, but yeah, just give them like a quick thing, because man, that thing looks beautiful and mean.
Yeah, the Camaro, it's a 2000 Camaro Z28. It came from North Carolina. I bought it off a friend last year. Me and my brother bought it off of him. He blew the original LS1 that was in there. I had a 5.3 iron block that's been sitting for like years that I built previously. I was gonna drop it into an RX-7, but the motor sat for years. We came up on this car last year, October, November time. Had a blown engine. We went ahead and swapped the motor out. It only took us 6 hours to have this car running.
Crazy.
Yeah. We bought the car for very cheap, thanks Leo. But yeah, right now it's a 5.3 liter iron block, Gen 3 motor with Gen 4 rotating assembly, built TH350 with a converter. It's got a stock rear end with 373 gears. It's very aggressive, very responsive. It's got a lot of timing in it. It's full E85, very aggressive. Wakes the frick up, no signs of pinging or detonation with the aggressive timing. Sometimes you get aggressive with the timing, you might lose some power. I don't think that's the case here. This car is extremely aggressive. It gets right into boost. I've ran a bunch of cars, the M340i's, tear them up. So you B58 guys, you can talk all this shit you want. Yeah, you're fast too, but when it comes to street cars, I don't build full-blown race cars, but when it comes to street sweepers, I can build you something nice. This car is very fun. It drives everywhere. I drive it all the time. It's a fun car. It's literally a dream car. I love the 2000 SS's and Z28s. But yeah, these cars are fun, man. They're fun to play with.
Yeah, man. These old like 90s, early 2000s
everyone
car,
should have one. If you're driving a new car, like we all have new cars. He's got a 2024 Corolla. I drive a 2018.
Yeah, we all have our dailies, but I mean, you know, we take the time, that we take their finances, and we keep these things alive. You know, it's not.
These are the cars that you enjoy.
Yeah.
Like you have your daily, and then you have your race car. Like don't ever try to do both.
Yeah, it doesn't work out.
It gets to a point where it's just too much. You don't want to be fixing your daily
all the time. So plans for the cars, I want to make it look good. I want to make it handle great. I want to put AC. I want to drive it everywhere in the States and just, you know, take photos everywhere. Like, again, I'm not a mechanic. I'm not here installing parts, showing it how to how to do anything, because, you know, I'm learning myself. But I am showing off the car in like various different spots and like showing off like the beauty of what could be, you know?
Yeah.
And like
enjoying the car that you like, that you built. He built this car with his own 2 hands, you know?
Yeah. Literally outside of my house, in the sun, in the dirt, in the grass, wherever.
Yeah, not being a mechanic, and he's driving it 3 hours away with no problems, you know, taking it back home.
Don't be scared to just go hands-on if you're into cars, but you're not mechanically inclined and you want to start something, but it's so much, just start and just figure it out along the way. Don't be scared to tackle things head on, because that's the beauty of life. You got to do things that like scare you.
Yeah, and you always got to put time for the things that you like to do. Because if he would have never put time into fixing it, the car would have been out of commission years ago. Yeah. The first time it broke.
There's people that I know that
never came back from that.
That have had their cars down since 2018, has been on jack stands, and they just never touched it.
They never get back on the road, and next thing you know is by the time you do get it done, it's rusted out. So like you guys that have like project cars, like finish it. Yeah, finish it, get it on the road, because it is a test against time. Like you don't use it, you lose it. You don't have to finish it completely. This thing's not done. It doesn't have air conditioning yet. So like if you guys have a project car, one thing at a time, you know, enjoy the damn thing. Like don't just spend years building it to the point of perfection where you don't even drive it because it's too perfect. You don't want to scratch the paint. Have some seat time. Yeah, have seat time in your car and enjoy it. I've never been the type of person to buy a car and not enjoy it and like beat on it and show it off. You get me? If you have a car, show it off. Have fun with it. Beat on it. Build something you're not going to be afraid to step on and question reliability. But anyways, guys, on that note, we're gonna leave you to it. I hope you guys, I know this is a little bit of a longer video than usual, but you know, like you guys requested it, I drove up here. Thank you guys, because you guys are inspiring me, even though it's like 3 of you guys that are watching. You know, this channel's growing, but you guys are inspiring me to keep doing this stuff and to show off this car some more. And like, you know, it's cool. Like, I appreciate it, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video. And I hope you guys learned some stuff from it, even though it's not a how-to video, but you know, you got some knowledge from our background and where we're at with builds and stuff. Junkyard engine 5.3, putting in work, you know. SR20 from the 90s, still alive, kicking. That thing's got to have like 200,000 miles originally. Originally, yeah. It's insane, guys. But yeah, I mean, if you're into this kind of stuff, guys, you know,
follow it for more, man. We're gonna, you know, we're excited to grow this stuff. We might even, you know, do a podcast later on in the future if you guys like this type of talking
Content,
interview style content, and if it gets good stuff.
We'll do it in the air conditioning though.
Yeah, we'll do it. We'll find a place and we'll do it in the AC with no wasps. And it's hot as heck right now, man.
Yeah, so we're gonna get going. So
yeah, we're gonna get going, guys. Peace.